am Sananda. And as always, it is a wonderful opportunity to be with you, to share with you, to experience with you. For as you experience all of this, so do we. Although we may seem as higher than you, we are only higher in consciousness, higher in vibration and frequency, but no better than you. Always remember this. For in those moments when we come together as brothers, as sisters, as friends, know that we come together in that way. We do not expect you to supplicate yourselves in front of us. We expect you to embrace us as friends, as brothers and sisters. For we are you and you are we. All of us are one through all of this. Many times I, as Sananda, with many of you, various times. Many of you know me directly, know my vibration. You know by experience how we are one together. Those memories will come back to you. In that moment, when that energy comes into the planet as the event or as the changeover, that pulse of energy, many of you will have your memories return to you. Memories of those moments, those times when we have been together. Frolicking in the fields, swimming in the ocean, whatever it might be. Have experienced many of these things together. Not always in the three-dimensional world, but in the higher vibrations, in the higher dimensions. There you knew me, and I knew you as well. As I continue to know you now, each and every one of you. You are all near and dear to my heart, my love. And we share that love together. Because as together, we are moving through this entire process. You have never been alone, and you never will be alone through this. We are always only a whisper away from your doorstep, your consciousness. So many things are happening, and there are many small events that are about to trigger, about to begin. As you have heard many times, nothing can stop this process now. It has only been delayed momentarily. All is in flux, and all has already happened at the higher levels. It only needs now to manifest through the veil into this three-dimensional experience. But as it materializes in this three-dimensional experience, know that this three-dimensional experience is dissipating, is moving away. You are moving beyond it. Or eventually, there will be no three-dimensional experience here any longer. All will be fourth, fifth, and even higher at that time. But as you know, there is no time. All time is one. Past, present, and future are all one. And you are coming to understand that more and more as your time is seemingly speeding up, is it not? All of it. And you feel at times powerless to to make the changes, to bring about the changes to the world that you seek, that we all seek. But I tell you now as Sananda, you are making those changes each and every moment of your life. As you continue to operate within the now, within your consciousness, within the now of the collective consciousness. Because that is all there is the now. You take away the time, which is the past and the future, all that's left is the now. So that when you have moved into those higher vibrations permanently, into the higher fourth and into the fifth dimension, time will seemingly stand still. As I mentioned briefly, there are many small events about to trigger. Specifically, you are going to see more and more of what have been called the mass arrests. They are imminent in many respects. They have already begun. You will see these becoming more and more prominent as more and more of the cabal is dismantled in all the different ways, financially, emotionally, religiously, militaristically. All of it is coming down, or it must come down. The old must fall away before the new can be born again. I say again, because you have had golden ages here on the earth before, and you are about to move into a new golden age. You are the catalysts for this new golden age. You are the ones that are bringing this about. With our help, yes. With our guidance, yes. But it is you that must do the acts. You must take action. And as the warriors, as the light warriors, you have been taking more and more action, whether it is working directly within yourself to move yourself along through this process, or if it is working outside of yourself as well, to assist in any way that you can. You are the warriors in this mission. Soon, very soon, at your next advance, I will be sharing much more about those missions and you at the council tables, how all of this will come together. I leave you now. All of my peace and love be with all of you. I will turn this over to our dear brother Aramda. Peace and love be with all of you. Yes, and I am Aramda. Greetings. Greetings. It is wonderful to be with you here as well. In all these times that we can share, and as I have spoken to this group before, where we have shared many experiences previously. Some long time ago in your understanding of time, but in the new understanding of time, it was only a moment ago. And we are going to be here again together. I representing the Galactics now, those of us that are here to assist in our many different ways, with our ships, preparing, being ready to amplify the energies as they come through into this planet, into your consciousness as a collective. We are all here, ready, willing, and waiting for that moment to be given, that signal to be given. Green light, if you will. Because when that green light has been given, and it is only steps away now for that, that green light is given, we will all move into action, finally freed from the binds that have held us back because of the prime directive, where we cannot interfere unless it is asked for directly or unless it is important that we do so in that moment. Many things come into play here, and I cannot go into all of this and how this works, but know that there are many councils that meet daily in your understanding of time daily. Many councils, many coming to all different kinds of decisions through the process that is involved here. We all have our part to play, just as you all have your parts to play. And play it, we all are. For as has been said many times, this process cannot be stopped any longer. There will not be a partial disclosure. There will be a full disclosure when that moment arrives. Mankind will forever change in that moment. I ask you now, in behalf of all of my brothers and sisters, from up here in the heavens, you might say, I ask you all now to prepare for those moments, prepare for that changeover, because it is quite imminent now. For many small events to begin, as Sananda said, for many events to begin to trigger now. What you have heard many times as the dominoes beginning to fall. And fall they shall. All of my peace and love be with all of you. I, as Aramda, your brother, your friend, in love and light. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om. Greetings to you. Greetings. One who serves here with you to continue this process. But first, before we do, we wish to share just a little bit about your discussion earlier on the Kundalini and how important it is, and something not to trifle with, never to trifle with, because it is a very powerful energy that can literally take your central nervous system by storm here, and you do not want that. Trust us, you do not want that. You want to be raised gently, easily, as you are going along here, as you continue to acclimate to the energies. We know what your bodies are like. We know what your consciousness is like here in this Western culture. And we have been working with you in many ways to help this process come along, to find other ways than the old ancient knowledge, you might say, to do the same thing, but do it gently, to do it over a period of time here, so that when the event happens, when this pulse of energy comes, it will move through you and all the way up in you. Your Kundalini energy will rise, but you will be ready for it. You will have, as Sananda says many times, you will have acclimated to these energies, and you will be ready for it. because we are preparing you. We have been training you. We have been working with you to do this, with this group, with you as individuals and as a group, through individual and group initiations with Sanat Kumara, and incidentally, more of that is to come. So you are going to have more of these initiations, more of these movements of consciousness as you continue to move through this process. But as I say that now, also know that time is growing short here. Time, in terms of your three-dimensional understanding, is growing short. So at times we may have to push the envelope a little bit if you are ready for this. And we are going to do this at the next advance that you are going to have. We are planning to push the envelope if you are ready for it, and we will make sure before we do that you are ready for it by asking you, as the James did earlier before the advance, as you were asked if you were ready to work to eliminate or to help dissipate the chimera in that Long Island area. And we asked you, and you said you were ready, so we did. So we pushed the envelope a little bit. But this time we are going to push it as a group, yes, but also as individuals within the group. That is all of you, those of you that will be on the phone as well. All of you are part of this, because as you know, there is no really time and space here. All is one. So whether you are on the phone, whether you are there in person, it will be one and the same thing as far as these types of experiences go. And all are welcome to be a part of this. And we would hope that you would be a part of this, because then we can work with you more directly, even than when we can in these Sunday gatherings here. Okay?
Okay.
Would there be questions here for one who serves?
Yes, I have a question. And greetings. Hi, I'm so glad for you to be on today. And my question is, since we are on the Kundalini subject, I would like to know what is the purpose of the Kundalini?
That is a very difficult question to say what is the purpose of the Kundalini energy, but we can say what it does, what it is there for. It is there to raise your vibrations, to continue to raise you into the higher frequencies, and to raise that energy frequency within your body so that it normally slowly acclimates within your body. And this is the purpose of it, you might say, as well. But you also must understand, in terms of purpose, there is never any one purpose. There are changing purposes for all, including the Kundalini energy. For some, it will create a rising of vibration and higher frequencies, and moving into taking your chakras and your glands that work with your chakras and raising the energies within those glands, because so much happens within your various glands, and these chakras are associated with this. So they will continue to help to raise this process, that energy, that deep energy within you, the fire within you, you might say. It also brings about the connection to your higher God self. And this is what the ascension process is all about, is bringing you back. Again, we say back, not to, but back to your higher self, from which you never left. It is only the mind that has created the leaving part. You have never really left the connection with your higher self. It is just part of the programming. So the Kundalini energy is very important, and it happens often within yourself without you even knowing that it is raising. But there are times when you can become aware of it because of an energy movement within your spine, or some type of electrical frequency that goes off within you, or that blissful feeling that comes over you, or some of you, when you feel those goosebumps, you know what we speak of here, that is the Kundalini energy. That is a smitten or a small portion of it as you are feeling it at that time. But what we are speaking of is a full Kundalini energy rising in that moment of the event. And if you can think about it in that terminology, what that will be like in that moment. And for those that are not ready for this, what the Kundalini energy rising in that moment will do to them. That is not to say that they will die on the spot. We are not saying that, although some will. But for the most part, those who are within the light will continue to stay within the light. Okay?
Okay, and that's why they call it the enlightenment. Is that true?
That is correct.
Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Heather, and I live in Alaska. And this last year has been crazy. I was involved with a group that ended up, there was a person that showed up that was posing as an ascended master. And because of our teachings and belief systems that we were in at that time, you know, I believed it. And I experienced, I think, what you've been talking about, where the Kundalini energy came in too strong. And this last 2 months, I was going through a process of releasing this energy and releasing emotion. And now the left side of my body has gone numb and tingling, and like it'll feel like I have ice on my crown chakra if I get overstimulated. And so my question is, would you have advice for someone who has experienced this overstimulation of the central nervous system of you know, I'm healing, but it has definitely been a surreal experience.
We understand, and we can give you the breathing exercises that have been given will help greatly. If you are not already doing that, begin to do that. Do not,
Okay.
and we repeat, do not do anything that will begin more and more to raise the Kundalini energy. Do not need to do that. Let it go for a little bit here, and everything will subside and come back to as it needs to. Also, ask your guides, ask your higher self, make that connection with your higher self to bring down the energy somewhat so that you come back into a normal state of consciousness and circulation. This would be very important. So many different tools. Also, there are various crystals that you can use, specifically obsidian, a big black stone will help to ground you in that respect. You understand this, what we speak of?
I do, yes. Thank you.
Obsidian would be very helpful here.
I believe I have a piece of obsidian. I will find it.
Yes, as you take that obsidian, as you take that crystal, energize it with your energy. Let your energy move through it and let its energy move through you. Make the connection between you and that crystalline rock, okay?
Okay, I will do it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Other questions here?
This is Cheryl. We have a couple questions here in the room. This question is from Irene, we believe, and she asks, will ascension begin before Nibiru returns?
The short answer of that is yes. So there is no concern that there is a planet coming into the Earth's atmosphere and will change the tides and create havoc on the planet and all of this. That is not to happen. That was in the old way, the Old Testament, the old words that were given previously in terms of the end times. All of this in us was also the New Testament as we see it now as well. So do not be concerned about that. That is no longer within your timeline to be concerned about. But it is a fact, as you can say, that it will be here at a time. But this will come after the earlier waves of ascension have completed here. So it is yet still some time off here in terms of three-dimensional time frame.
Thank you.
Yes.
I wanted to ask about a dream I had. In the dream, we were in our Sunday meeting, and James was speaking, and I looked out the window and saw a large rainbow with really deep colors, and then a large bolt of lightning came down through the rainbow, and it transformed into the shape of a female being, very tall. I could see the side profile. And then all of a sudden, the military was everywhere, planes, helicopters in the sky and on the ground. And this one helicopter was about to fire upon this being. The sun came down, and two hands came out of the sun, grabbed the helicopter, and tossed it away. I wanted to know if you could provide some insight on that.
Yes, this is indicative certainly of the various levels of the cabal attempting to overtake or to control heaven here, to control source energy. And they cannot do this, would never be able to continue to be able to do this, but they continue to try. So they send their war machines to fight against something that they have no idea even what it is. Yet they fire upon it, or they attempt to fire upon it. And of course, this would never be allowed to be able to go against and withstand the energies of the source energy. Think about this, how preposterous this is, to think that they can go against even the archangels, you might say. But yet in their folly, they believe they can. They believe that they can control not only this planet, but the solar system, the galaxy, even the universe itself. How ridiculous is that?
Right.
You see? So this is what was being shown in your dream. The folly of this. A helicopter there in front of the source energy. And the source energy reaching out with his hands and just wiping it away like it is nothing there. You see?
I have a question relating to a meditation I had here about a month ago. I was impressed to ask my artist friend to paint a picture of the planet, and I was given the colors, which, according to what I heard today, match the crown chakra of white, gold, and purple. And the dimensions of, very detailed. And I tried to visualize what the picture would look like, and I was told, it's not for you to visualize what it looks like. I will impress the artist. And so, sure enough, the artist complied and painted not only one, but said he was impressed to paint 3. And they're all different. And he said he didn't know why, but that's what he was impressed. And I told him he'd be impressed. And so I'm here today to ask, and I know it wasn't my higher self that said that, that made that request. So I'm here to find out, now that we have those pictures, what do we do with them? Please.
As to what to do with them, that is up to you and your higher selves to direct you here. But as to what it was depicting is that the colors of the earth are going to change. The perception of the earth is going to change drastically. The blues that you have, the greens that you have, all of these wonderful colors are going to become so much more brilliant and in some respects even change. Think in terms of not a blue sky, but a violet sky or a magenta sky. You see? This is what it is depicting here. It is going to be vastly different, but different in a wonderful way. Okay?
So what?
you can do with the pictures is meditate on them. Look within them, and I say specifically look within them, not at them, but within them, into the consciousness itself within the picture. For there is consciousness in these pictures, because they came from the consciousness of a human being, you see? So there is energy within them, vibration within them. And feel and know this connection, feel this vibration. And as you do this, you used the word impress, so we will use this, the right to action here pressed upon you to what to do with this at that time.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Any further questions here?
This is Scott. I have a question.
Yes.
I know this has come up before about health issues, and that as we rise higher into the fourth and fifth dimensions, that sickness cannot exist, I think is what you had said. And so I've been trying to understand how to handle my situation. I took a prescription drug 18 years ago that had caused a lot of health issues for me. And I'm wondering, I've been working hard to raise my vibration, and so I'm wondering now, do I put any attention toward these health issues, or do I just simply keep doing what I'm doing and raise my vibration, knowing that as I raise into the higher dimensions, these health issues will be resolved? Can you speak to that at all?
Yes, you have already answered that. You already know that that is what you need to do. That is what you are being directed to do, guided to do here by your higher self, to continue to raise your vibrations, just as many different sources have been saying, raise your vibrations, and all of these various health issues and sicknesses and maladies of all kinds will dissipate, just float away like they were never there. And literally, you will have lost the memories of all of this as you continue along through this ascension process. It will be as if you were never sick, you never had any illness of any kind. This even goes for those who have cancer, diabetes, anything, multiple sclerosis, whatever it is. All of it will fade in memory and certainly fade in symptoms. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, and one other thing. Are you off of the prescription?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I took it in 1999, and it caused a lot of issues for me, and I haven't taken it since then.
Wonderful. That is what we were going to suggest. If you are on it, not to, and this is for all, not to get off of your prescription medicine overnight, but to begin to wean yourself away from them as much as you can. For look at it as sometimes they are helpful, they can be important, but mostly just to handle the symptoms that you are feeling. But there are many things that can handle the symptoms as well. Many natural substances are available. Anything from the earth herself that is available would be very helpful and much more beneficial than any kind of chemical that is created by man. Okay?
Thank you.
Any other questions here before we release here?
I have a question. This is Diana. There was a message from Lord Adama posted on the internet, and that message was given 25 years ago. And the message is about protocol of the fifth dimension. And he is explaining in that message about that in the fifth dimension, it's not welcome to hug each other like we like to do it on the earth. Could you talk about that a little bit? About this hugging?
I understand what you say. Not welcome to what to each other on the earth?
That on earth we like to hug each other. And
that is not all right to hug each other?
In Lord Adama's message, he's talking about that it's not, they don't hug each other in fifth dimension. Is that truth or?
What we are going to say this is we never want to say anything against another source of any kind, because what was in those circumstances when this message was given is highly different than what is available here at this time. So in that time period, in that time frame, for that particular audience at that time, this was meant in a different respect here. To not so much that it is not to hug, but there are telepathic understandings in terms of understanding one's vibration and feeling one's vibration. And if you can feel one's vibration, then the physical sense of creating a hug is not necessary, because that is in a physical form, in terms of a physical expression. That is not to say that it is not okay and not important for you to hug another individual, clasp hands, kiss, whatever it is, to show affection, show love, show camaraderie. All of this is very important. But as you move into these higher vibrations, into the fourth and into fifth dimension and beyond, you will be able to know another by their vibration, even if they are not right there with you in the room or wherever they might be. You will know them, you will feel them, and in that respect, you will not need to create a hug. But with that understanding, with that caveat here, we're also going to say that when you see us for the first time, you better hug us.
I'm glad you said that, because I was getting worried there for a moment that I couldn't hug my twin flame.
All right. No worries there.
I want to hug him so much. I'm yearning for it and looking forward to it.
He was explaining that when we hug, the energy got mixed. So, and it's not, you don't have to do that to mix your energy with somebody else's energy on a heart level.
That is correct. As you have brought this up, we will bring this up now as well, because at times some people wonder about what it is like in the higher dimensions. Are we going to be able to have physical expression in terms of a sexual expression? And as male and female and whatever the situation might be, you will still have the sexual expression as you know it, but it will be different. It will change as you continue to evolve. And eventually, did anyone see the movie Cocoon?
Yes.
Yeah, many of you were thinking of that even before we say it here. Yes. And in that respect, they had the sexual expression between them and would not even touch each other or lightly touch each other. But they felt it. Even the one felt the what is it called? It's been so long now, we forget now. The orgasm. Yes, thank you. It's so now.
You're so cute. I'm telling you. Oh, I tell you, your sense of humor reminds me of someone.
Very good.
What was the name of that movie again?
Cocoon.
Cocoon. Okay. That's a great movie.
Wonderful movie.
And if you watch it and watch this particular scene, you will understand what we are saying here. A Pleiadian, which that was depicting Pleiadians coming together with human in a sexual expression of their type. Not of his type, but of their type. He wanted it his way, but it did not turn out that way, but he was very happy anyway.
Yes.
Now, even though this is a movie, and not directly factual completely, it was depicting what it is like in the higher vibrations and what it can be like. But as always, there will be a transition process here. So you will not be expected to go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Okay? Any further questions here? We need to release channel here.
I have a question.
Yes, one more question.
I'm aware, as you were talking, how our health issues will clear and transform as we raise our vibrations, but why is it that some of us seem to be experiencing more health problems and challenges as our vibration is increasing? Instead of having them lighten up, they seem to be getting worse with the raising of the vibrations.
Because this is your ascension symptoms that you are going through. As you are moving through these higher vibrations or into these higher vibrations, they are foreign to your central nervous system and to all of the programming that you have had here. So there is a process, a transition that you are moving through. But we promise you, as you continue to move through this transition and have your ascension, when that occurs, all of this will be past memory and forgotten. Again, all of those sicknesses, those diseases, those health problems, they will all be gone. Because you will literally be able to, in this transition, you will literally be able to enter a device and everything will be perfectly balanced within you. And that is what creates the disease and sickness, and all of this is becoming out of balance. Dis-ease, out of ease of your balance within your system. You can begin to work with this more and more by bringing your pH into a normal balance, alkaline acid balance. Work with this. Look into this. There is much research that can be done on this. Much on this. Become much more alkaline than acidic in your body. Just as your swimming pool that you have. Those of you that have swimming pools, the pH within the swimming pool must be in balance. If it is too acidic, what does it do? It corrodes the pipes. So what does acidic do within you? It corrodes the pipes. It corrodes the organs within you, the blood vessels within you. All of this. Too acidic, disease, sickness, ill health. More alkaline, balanced here, perfect health. And we say that specifically, perfect health. That is where you are headed here. Okay?
Thank you.
We need to release channel here now.
Thank you.
So many things that you hear, so many things are changing, so many things are coming. Sananda says many events are about to begin. You are looking at your various dates that have been talked about, your August 13th and that particular weekend, also in terms of your September 21st through 23rd time period, as well as some others that are going to pop up. And you will know when these pop up what we speak of here. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
Lucky. Thank you.
Thank you.